Hello and welcome to Trend Brain. I'm Divya Madhukar, your Montessori coach. I'm excited that you all are here. If you're a parent or a preschool teacher of 2 to 6 years old, you have come to the right place. I will be sharing valuable insights for preschoolers' development in this channel. My focus is on creating an engaging space where children learn and grow joyfully. To join our supportive community, you can hit the subscribe button and ring the bell notification so you never miss out on any of our upcoming videos. Today, we are delving into introducing grammar using the Montessori grammar symbol box. Introducing grammar? Yes, you heard it right. A fantastic way to make grammar learning enjoyable and effective for our preschoolers. Let's get started. Why is it essential to teach grammar for children at the younger ages? Children have slowly picked up vocabulary. Children are learning to construct sentences. When grammar can be introduced to preschoolers at the early ages, it becomes very essential and helpful as it helps them to talk, read, write better. Learning grammar early makes sentences clear, and it also helps them understand when they read stories or when somebody is reading a story to the child. It also helps them to work on their thinking ability and makes them much more confident when they talk or share ideas with one another. So, how do we teach this grammar in Montessori classes? So, if you're a Montessori teacher or a parent who would like to introduce function of words or grammar to your children, we use a material called grammar symbol box in our Montessori classes. So what is Montessori grammar symbol box? Now, if you see on the image itself, it looks like a box wherein you would have many symbols. Did you notice any of the symbols there? We can see triangles of different colors. We see a black triangle. We see a blue triangle, light blue, dark blue again. We also see a purple triangle, a circle. We see circles, again, large circle, which is red in color. Then we also see orange color circle, and we also see crescent shape, the green colored one. Along with that, we also see a pink rectangle, right? So what are these symbols? So our grammar symbol box is nothing but a box, or I could say it is a tool which helps the child to learn the different parts of the sentences in a fun way. To make it very simple, what I could also say is we can use two different ways. One is we use these symbol boxes, which also has cards with it. Now, each of the symbol or the card will show whether it is a noun, whether it's a naming word in my sentence, whether it is a verb, that is my action word in a sentence, or is it a positional word, is it a preposition in my sentence. So the child will be able to differentiate what every part of your sentence is all about. Now, just by helping the child to mug up on the grammar rules, the grammar symbol box in our Montessori classes helps the child learn in a very simple way. Now, why is it so simple? Why I could call it simple? Because it's a sensorial material, right? So when you give this symbols to children, the child can touch, the child plays with the symbol, the child understands how this is helping me when we are constructing sentences. So when we give an extended material with this, which comes with cards, which comes with symbols, that is where the child learns words and they would be able to make proper sentences. And when we combine all those words together in an appropriate way, they understand how words fit in together in a grammatical way, how they make sentences in the rightful grammatical way. So we agree that it's a hands-on way of learning now. So don't you think that the grammar is introduced in a much easier way to children, which is easy for all of them to understand? Now there are two different kinds of materials. So what is shown in this picture is called grammar symbols. It's the two-dimensional symbols that we give. So before we introduce grammar symbols, we give grammar solids to children. Now it's the same representation, but these are three-dimensional ones, which are solids. So the child will be able to pick up any of the solids and you start giving them what each solid means like. Now let's understand what each symbol or a solid means like. Say for example, if you're picking up the black triangle. So what does the black triangle represent? Black triangle in this grammar symbol box of Montessori class, we represent a noun. using a black triangle. So what's a noun? It's a word, correct? That names a person, place, animal, thing, or an idea. So I can consider that it is one of the fundamental parts of speech. It's very important because it serves as a subject in any of the sentence. Whenever you construct a sentence, there is always a noun. And that's the fundamental parts of speech, I could say, right? So now these nouns can be concrete, like where if I say like cat or dog or house, which represents some of the physical entities, correct? It can also be abstract. We can also have nouns which are abstract nouns, right? Like love, happiness, anything which is related to our concepts or ideas. So we would be using the black large triangle to represent noun. Now, further, once the child learns the basics of this, we can also work on classification of nouns. There are different kinds of nouns like common nouns, proper nouns, and abstract nouns. We will be able to see in our further lessons like how the same conceptual can be used. Now, the next symbol in our grammar symbol box is the article. So, when the child picks up a small, tiny, light blue triangle, that symbol represents article. Now, what are articles? A, an, and the. Now, these are the three symbols that represent article. Now, what's an article? Now, articles are very important whenever we are, making a phrase, or when we want them to take up a role in specifying a particular noun, we generally use articles, right? So there are two kinds of articles. We have indefinite articles and definite articles. So what are indefinite articles? A and an are indefinite. Okay. And when can you use a? So when a is used before the nouns that starts with consonant sounds, and an is used before the nouns which start with the vowel sound. So we all know about this. And definite article is the THE, the is the definite articles. So when the child picks up this light blue triangle, we make sure that they learn the concepts of articles. Now, the dark blue triangle in the grammar symbol box represents an adjective. Okay, so what is an adjective? Adjective is a word that describes or gives more information about a noun, right? So we would be able to describe the noun in a better way. For example, if I've taken, for an example, if I'm talking about the sky, how can I describe the sky better? When I say blue sky. So I'm describing the noun here. So the blue sky, I can say or I could say the clear sky. So clear is the adjective here, and the sky becomes my noun, and the becomes my article. So adjectives will make sentences much more interesting because it helps us to understand the nouns better. Why? Because it gives an extra information, isn't it? So that's how we introduce adjectives to children. Now, coming back to the purple triangle, we use the purple triangle anytime that we want to talk about a pronoun. Now, what is a pronoun? Pronoun is a word that is used in place of a noun. It helps avoiding repetition of the same in a sentence. For example, if you take up this example, what I have given here, say, for example, if you have this sentence, Sarah went to store, Sarah bought a toy. Now, is there anything that is repetitive? The noun Sarah, the name of that person is repeating. So we can replace that by she. So she becomes a pronoun, and anytime that we represent she, or the child understands, oh, she is a pronoun, so she has to take up this purple color card and she has to place it over there. The child understands that's the pronoun. So we can replace. So pronouns could be he, she, it, they, we, right? So they make the sentences sound much smoother. It helps us to communicate more efficiently. So we slowly introduce one after the other in a very systematic way to our children. The next function of word, what we use is conjunction. So we use a pink rectangle from the grammar symbol box to introduce conjunction. So what's conjunction? It's a word that connects our words or phrases or clauses in a sentence. I could say it's like a link that joins different parts of the sentences together to show how they relate with one another. Now, say, for example, if you have two objects or two things, if you want to add them. So what's the conjunction that we can use? We can use and. For example, the cat, the rat. The cat and the rat. See, I'm trying to add. So we use a conjunction add. So when something is contrasting, we use the conjunction but. I like to eat ice cream, but I might catch up with cold. So it is contrasting with my statement. So I can use but. So whenever you want to provide choices, you can use or. If you want to give a reason, you use a conjunction because. So we can use different conjunctions to introduce to our children the parts of speech. So what's the symbol that we use? It's the pink rectangle. Now coming down to preposition, in our grammar symbol, we use a green crescent. Now preposition will show us the relationship between the noun and the other words in our sentences. Now it usually can indicate location, it can indicate time or direction or the way something that can be done. Say for example, common prepositions, what are the common prepositions that we use? In, on, under, above, before, in front, before, besides, right? Now, say for example, I can say keep the book on the table, or I can say the book is on the table. The chair is, in front of the door. I can use something like that, and that helps me to learn on my preposition. So, don't you think that it is helping me to describe the position, right? Where it is, describe the position. So, it gives me to work on position. It helps me to work on the relationship of things which is there in my sentence. So I use green crescent in my Montessori grammar symbol box. Anytime that you want to work on describing an action or an occurrence or a state of being, so we use verbs, right? So verb again is a crucial part, just like noun in any of the sentence, because it helps us to indicate what that noun is doing or what that subject is doing or how are they experiencing things. For example, if I'm saying like, Sita is running. Okay, so what is Sita doing? What is she doing? She's running. Okay, I can say Geeta is eating. So Geeta, can you eat? So I'm asking the person, I'm asking the subject to do something, right? Or how are they experiencing? What is the state of being like? So at that particular time, we use our verbs, and to convey anything like, verbs will help us to convey our events better. Verbs help us to convey our ideas better because it adds a lot of meaning to our sentence. And we use a red large circle to represent the verb in our grammar symbol box. Now, if at all, if you want to describe your verb or modify your verb better, add a little bit more detail, then we call that as an adverb, right? So adverbs will provide more information about how, when, where, or to what extent that action or description has taken place. And what is the symbol we use? We use orange small circle to represent the adverbs in our grammar symbol box. Now, the last one that we use is called the interjunction. Interjections are introduced as a part of language wherein the child is able to understand and express emotions. The child is able to understand the feelings and exclamations, right? So they are words or phrases that are used to show strong emotions. Now, for example, I can say, wow, what a beautiful day. So what's the interjection there? It's wow, right? So they're not grammatically connected to the rest of the sentence, but they often stand alone. Now, these are all the parts of speech that we have it. So our Montessori grammar symbol box provides and supports a holistic approach to this language learning, wherein the child is able to learn through their senses, they're able to foster a deeper understanding of the grammatical concepts. So what is the material that we use? We use a material called grammar symbol box. This lesson is only about the material box. Now in the next lessons, we learn how do we use it? How do we construct sentences? What could be my preparation as a teacher that I have to be working so that the children would be introduced to grammar in a very effective way. Or in case if you have those readily available materials, how do we work on constructing the effective sentences using our grammar symbol box and our grammar symbol cards in our Montessori would be our other lessons. We have multiple boxes to introduce lessons to our children. This lesson is just an overview wherein everybody has got a handful of information about what each object or what each symbol in this box would represent. A quick summary, let's try to recall what are the different objects that we have. The first thing on the top we have is our black triangle. It's a black large triangle representing a noun. Then we have a purple triangle here that represents a pronoun. The dark blue triangle represents an adjective. A pink rectangle represents conjunction. Small circle, orange circle represents adverb. Green crescent represents preposition. Large red circle represents our verb. A golden color image represents our interjection. And then a light blue triangle represents article. Now we have learned the symbols from our grammar symbol box of Montessori. So I would see you in the next lesson wherein we would be learning about each of those symbols thoroughly with the help of different sentences and the label cards. So if you like this post, you can share this with other teachers or the parents who are seeking information about using this material in the rightful way. If at all, if you would like to join for our courses and get certified as the Montessori teacher, then you can call us on the following number or you can write us an email to receive the prospectus and the applications. We have our admissions open for Diploma in Montessori, so you can get in touch with us and we shall help you with so that we can onboard you at the earliest. Thank you so much for watching and have a great learning. Bye for now.